I say in the book that if I did die, it would shock people, but it wouldn't surprise anybody.
We're hearing from his 5 Friends co-stars for the first time since his sudden passing about the man they considered family. The Friends cast are commemorating and grieving their late friend and cast member Matthew Perry after his unexpected death on Saturday. In a joint statement released to the media, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer paid tribute to their late co-star and friend, who portrayed Chandler Bing for 10 seasons on the NBC hit sitcom. The Friends cast is mourning one of their own. 2 days after Matthew Perry's sudden death, his fellow castmates from the hit television series spoke out in a joint statement. "We are all so utterly devastated by the loss of Matthew. We were more than just castmates. We are a family," their statement reads. There is so much to say, but right now we're going to take a moment to grieve and process this unfathomable loss. In time we will say more, as and when we are able, the statement continues. For now, our thoughts and our love are with Maddie's family, his friends, and everyone who loved him around the world. The message is then signed by Aniston, Cox, Kudrow, LeBlanc, and Schwimmer. For 10 years, Perry played Friends' wry wingman-turned-leading man Chandler Bing in a pitch-perfect comedic performance that landed him a 2002 Emmy nomination. Series co-creators Marta Kaufman and David Crane were joined by executive producer Kevin Bright in issuing a joint statement on Sunday. "We are shocked and deeply, deeply saddened by our beloved friend Matthew's passing," they wrote. "It still seems impossible. All we can say is that we feel blessed to have had him as part of our lives. He was a brilliant talent." Reflecting on Perry's breakout performance, they noted, "It's a cliche to say that an actor makes a role their own, but in Matthew's case, there are no truer words. From the day we first heard him embody the role of Chandler Bing, there was no one else for us." Morgan Fairchild, who played Chandler's mother on the series, also shared her sadness at the actor's death. "I'm heartbroken about the untimely death of my son, Matthew Perry," she wrote on Saturday, hours after news of Perry's death broke. "The loss of such a brilliant young actor is a shock. I'm sending love and condolences to his friends and family, especially his dad, John Bennett Perry, who I worked with on Flamingo Road and Befalcon Crest." Salma Hayek has posted a tribute to her Fools Rush co-star Matthew Perry. The two played star-crossed lovers in the 1997 romantic comedy, which Perry referred to as probably my best movie. 2 days ago, I woke up to the shocking news that Matthew Perry is no longer with us. It's taken me a couple of days to process this profound sadness, Hayek wrote on Instagram, sharing several pictures of the co-stars. "There is a special bond that happens when you share dreams with someone, and together you work towards them." Hayek also shared a quote from Perry, who was asked last year if Chandler Bing from Friends was his most treasured role. He responded, "I did a movie that I loved called Fools Rush In with Salma Hayek. That was probably my best movie." Hayek wrote that she was very moved by the sentiment. Back in 2021, the Friends cast reunited for a People cover story in support of the unscripted special Friends, The Reunion, which premiered that May on HBO Max. "I feel like we can pick up right where we left off and no time's passed," Kudrow told People at the time. "We're connected no matter what." A year later, when Perry appeared solo on a People cover story to promote his memoir Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, the star detailed how the Friends cast supported him amid his struggles with substance abuse.
"It's her truth, Mr. I'll let you have her. I win, you suck, I rule all, mini wave and celebration of me."
For 10 seasons, Matthew Perry starred as Chandler Bing on the mega hit show Friends. While he may have been on top of the world professionally, few knew just how much Matthew was struggling with drug and alcohol addiction.
In his 2022 memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, Perry chronicled his 30 years of therapy, 15 rehab stints, and $6,000 AA meetings. He wrote about the ongoing health issues he had as a result of his addictions. He wrote about his ongoing sobriety. He wrote about opening Perry House, a sober living facility for men. And he wrote about the way his TV co-stars rallied around him when he was in the worst throes of substance abuse disorder. In nature, when a penguin is injured, the other penguins group around it and prop it up until it's better, he wrote. "This is what my co-stars on Friends did for me."
It was a secret, I was hiding it from everybody. And the cast kind of knew and were supportive and nice and reached out to me, but I didn't know how to stop. The friends helped me. They were understanding and they were patient, and it's like penguins. When penguins in nature, when one is sick or when one is very injured, the other penguins surround it and prop it up and walk around till that penguin can walk on its own. And that's kind of what the Friends cast did for me.
A few months after completing the book, Perry was scheduled to record the audiobook version. That was when it struck him that although he had written the book, and he really had written it himself, double thumbing the first half in the Notes app on his phone before finishing the rest on his iPad, he had never actually allowed himself to read it from start to finish. The following day, he would be expected to perform these words into a microphone. Perhaps he should take steps to prepare himself. So he lay on his bed, iPad in front of him, and dove in. Writing the book felt freeing. I was completely honest, he says. It just fell out of me. It just fell onto the page. But this was the moment when its author discovered that it was one thing to have written the true story of Matthew Perry. It was quite another thing to read it. I read it, he says, and cried and cried and cried. I went, oh my God, this person has had the worst life imaginable. And then I realized, this is me I'm talking about. Perry also revealed that his addiction to alcohol was just beginning when he was cast on the hit NBC sitcom at age 24. At one point during the series' 10-season run, he was taking 55 Vicodin a day and, at 6 feet tall, weighed only 128 pounds. I didn't know how to stop, he admitted.
Stop, because the disease and the addiction is progressive. So it gets worse and worse.
If Perry connected to audiences because of his comic skill, he stayed connected to them because of the vulnerabilities that lay beneath. He was open for years about his ongoing struggle with substance abuse and addiction. Opiates, alcohol, Xanax, and cocaine were among his drugs of choice. And that off-screen pain somehow made his on-screen comedy feel deeper and more connected. Victoria Padow, 35, described Perry's ability to find humor in dark moments as his specialty, which seems all the more brave knowing what the actor was going through off-screen at the same time. To celebrate the life of Matthew Perry, TBS will host a week-long Friends Marathon dedicated to Perry's beloved Chandler Bing. The marathon will include special tributes showcasing what Perry and Chandler, who was ranked as the best Friends character and second funniest character of all time, meant to the show's fans. The Best of Chandler week-long marathon will begin on November 1st, highlighting Chandler's most hilarious and heartwarming episodes. So how are you guys handling all this? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and check out one of these videos.